SWOT analysis. Every business needs to do this on a regular basis just to go through, see what the strengths, weaknesses are, and the inside the organization, and what the opportunities and threats are outside the organization as you go through. We use different tools for analysis, but the most common one in every single business is the SWOT analysis. We do the internal scan and an external scan. Let me give you an example of Starbucks. Founded in Seattle, Washington in 1971. Today, there's over 32,660 stores across the globe, with more growing on a regular basis. It really has spread across the entire planet, carrying this product as you go through, and it's one of the most recognized brands out there. As a matter of fact, they call it the most recognized coffee in the world. So let's look at some of the strengths. Number one, the most recognized, strong brand recognition. It's got a consistent product with its own variations, but it's always got the same brand, the same type of Arabica beans as you go through. They make the coffee from, but they make different varieties of it. They have different types of flavored drinks as well as you go through. They also typically have some type of pastries and sandwiches and breakfast food available on top of that as you go through. Nothing fancy, nothing super spectacular, but flavorful, tasty as you go through. It's got a great atmosphere. It's got always free Wi-Fi, casual things. People like to hang out there. They created this wonderful, warm, fuzzy place. You can drop in, stay, or leave, and nobody cares how long you stay there. So it's really an atmosphere that people like. It's present around the entire world and carries the same product even overseas. If you're here in the United States, fine. If you actually go to a different country in France or whatever, you got the same atmosphere, same casuals as you go through. Some of the weaknesses, the same thing, it's not customized to local taste. If you go to Turkey, famous for Turkish coffee, gee, you don't get Turkish coffee, you get Starbucks coffee. If you go to China, you get Starbucks coffee as you go through. If you go to South America, in Brazil where they grow it, you may have some varieties of beans growing just a couple miles away, but you still have Starbucks coffee. It's not cheap price. The pricing really is geared for middle class to upper class people as you go through. When you go to a low economic country, a lot of times people can't afford to go in as you go through. You have a lot of turnover among the baristas. It really is hard to have a premium product over here when you have inconsistent staffing. That is a big issue they face all the time. And by the way, it's coffee. You can make coffee, almost anybody can make coffee. 80% of the population of planet Earth drinks coffee as you go through. So that being said, the products are easy to imitate. It's easy to put together a sandwich, put it in a cooler and sell it that way. It's easy to make different types of beverages too on top of this. So the products are easy to imitate. Some of the opportunities, it's got easy access to new countries. Since they don't customize their business model, they just go and park a new Starbucks right over here and put one over here. Whatever they do, it's easy access into markets as you go through. It's produced opportunities even in the entertainment industries. It's also taken advantage of some of the things of the concerns people have of ethically sourced coffee. And it's really going in the aspect of planting 100 million trees by 2025. They do a lot of positive things that the public likes to see corporations do as you go through. And the threats, it really has saturated the US market as you go through. You might say the market is always in hot water, depends how you want to say it. And yeah, consumers increasingly have an interest in healthy lifestyle choices. And some of the food isn't necessarily what we would consider healthy. A lot of carbs in the process, and coffee by itself is coffee. It's not cool. It doesn't have any strange flavorings to it or some added ingredients to make you strong and healthy. And it's a pretty easy to replicate business model. It's a coffee shop that sells food, some unique beverages, but there's always supply chain issues as you go through. This is a pretty straightforward analysis of the idea of Starbucks. You do the internal analysis, you find out what internal factors give the organization advantages, what disadvantages it is, what are its core competencies as you go through. Starbucks, coffee, atmosphere, variety of food. That's what it is, their core competencies. So on the whole thing you look at, is it market oriented? Is it focused right there? Are the strengths meaningful? Do the system, the customer needs? Are the weaknesses meaningful and examined from a customer perspective as you go through? So always being market focused with the strengths and weaknesses doesn't preclude the different strengths that you have as you go through. On the strengths, look at the core competencies. we're acknowledged market leader. Look and see functional areas as you go through. Look at the strengths of your organization. Look on the weaknesses. This is an illustration of some weaknesses you may come across as you go through. In this case, it doesn't apply to Starbucks, but it may apply to your company as you go through. And when it comes to the external, when you're looking at it from the outside in, sometimes you have to bring a third party in because you're so consumed by having the internal focus as you go through. So opportunities and threats, they come from outside. And really, if we act upon the opportunities, then we can always achieve a good, solid benefit as you go through. So looking at that is a big deal. Look at the threats, have a customer analysis, have a competitive analysis, what's going on in the marketplace. Look at the environment around you. Are you keeping up with technology? Are there government regulations proposed or coming in to sit down there and reduce your opportunities? What is the economic, cultural, demographic? Is your product actually meeting the demography of the area? Here's another example of some external threats. Low entry cost of foreign competitors that go through, rising sales, all kinds of different aspects, threats that can sit down and attack your organization as you go through, but there's opportunities out there. Look at different customer groups. Maybe your target market is too narrowly focused. Maybe there's a one that goes right side by side, but you don't recognize it and you're missing opportunities as you go through. Can you expand the product line? Look at the different opportunities. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats helps you visualize the different factors that are involved. It can reduce the weaknesses if you can sit down and convert a weakness into a strength. All of a sudden now you sit down and start increasing your strength, market share, and better service and consuming to the customer. Here's a SWOT matrix in its glory as you go through. See if it fits you, but really don't take a template. Go through, create your own. It's pretty easy. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, SWOT analysis. Every business does it. They need to do it on a regular basis just to see where they are, at least an annual review formally by the executive team. Take care.